This is why you must get a job. And no, I'm not talking about babysitting, but a real job. So let me explain this. So when I was younger at 16, I worked at the mall. At the mall. Now, I cannot tell you how much experience and how much confidence I learned from getting a job early. So let me explain. I have kids and I'm like, get a job, make money, buy your $200 sweaters, buy your $500 sweatpants, like make money. But the reason why I say make money besides buying nice things is because my thing for you is I want you to always be learning. I want you to learn so much that you're able to develop yourself and create the confidence that you deserve. So I use stories from my own life to help you better navigate yours. So I'll give you a perfect example. When I was 16, I got a job at the mall. It was for a shoe store. I worked at a shoe store, okay? So first off, I had no experience. I get the job. It was a base salary and there was commission. So the more shoes I sold, the more money I would make. So when I was working, I remember just, learning how to work with customers and deal with customers. And I remember I'd be on the floor and I'd be trying to get as many customers as possible. And they would hand me their shoe and say, I need a size 8, or, here's another person, here's a shoe, I need a size 7. And then here's another person, I need a shoe, a size 5. And so I would take all these shoes to the back stock room. And I remember just looking around and be like, holy crap, I have no idea what sizes they asked for, right? So what did I do? I thought, well, this lady looks like this, so she's probably a size this. And then this person looked like this, and I'm going to assume they're a size this. And then, so I kind of made it up. So what was I developing at that point? Problem solving skills. So I figure this out. I get the shoes. I go back out. I give the shoes to the customers. And let's say one I got right, one I didn't. But at that point, I knew, crap, I got to do problem solving again. Now, I didn't know what I was doing at the time, but that's why I'm telling you the importance of learning on the job in a job like in retail. So at the time I said, oh, crap, you wanted a 7.5. Oh, okay. So you know what? We just got a shipment in and that may be in the shipment. So let me just check. Now, did a shipment just come in? No, but I was now going to go back to see if we had that 7.5 because I forgot the freaking shoe size. So you see how I learned to think off the cuff and to come up with a solution for the problem at 16. And I know that probably sounds dumb, but that's really what it is. And then I learned how to use the register, right? So I remember 2 years ago, one of my lifer clients, she was scared to go to Starbucks because she didn't know how to pay with a credit card. Now, had she had a job in retail prior, she would have known the register. She wouldn't be scared of the register. So I remember vividly, like this was yesterday, one shift I was working the register. So I had this girl come, she probably was in like her late 20s, early 30s. I remember she had really big hair and she had a little bit of an attitude. And she hands me her high heels and she says, I want to return these. Now, I open the box, I look at, and I see that they have been worn. There's dirt on the bottom of the shoes. So I say to her, yeah, like, they're worn, so we don't return worn shoes. So she was a snot and she's like, no, you're going to take back the shoes because I didn't wear them. So again, I'm 16. So now I'm thinking, well, that's policy is I can't take these back. So I said, well, there's dirt on the bottom, so it kind of indicates that you probably wore them, and so I can't take them back. So I wish I could just explain the story in the best way possible. So anyway, so she got so annoyed. And so I was standing at the register and at the table with the register on it. So that's called the cash wrap. Like they would call, like, you're at the cash wrap. So the table and the register. And then next to the register was a little cubby with Windex and paper towels. So during our shift, if it was slow, we would take the Windex and kind of wipe down the shelving. So this lady takes back her high heels, opens the box again, grabs the Windex, the paper towels, sprays the bottom of the shoes, and she cleans off the shoes. Then she hands them back to me and she goes, they're clean. Now guys, I had a combo of, that was fucking funny, to I'm so scared right now. That was my feeling. And I'm like, wow, this girl's fucking nuts. So anyway, so what I did was I took back the shoes. I said, you know what? Let me get my manager. So I go to my manager in the back and I say, hey, there's this crazy lady. She just, I told him what she did, and he comes out and he's like, okay, no problem. We'll take back the shoes. I take back the shoes and she leaves. And what he said to me, he's like, Con, he's like, as annoying as that was, the customers are always right. So even though the policy is we don't take back worn shoes, that's an example of a time that we would, because A, he didn't want me to have to endure that. And B, we don't want a disgruntled customer. So what I learned at that point is that rules and policy can be bent for the right reasons. Now, had I not learned that at 16 and I got my first job at 23 after I graduated college, that would be something I would experience then that I would not have known, wow, some rules can be broken. So then, in addition to working in retail at the mall, I get to meet really cool people that don't go to my school. Triple bonus. And so there's so many elements to getting a job early, because that's where your confidence comes from. Because listen, if you don't do it at 16, and I always encourage, the younger, the better, because who cares if you mess up? But when you're messing up at 23, that's a little different. And if you're 23 and you don't know any of what I just said and you never had that experience, yeah, that's really not a good thing. So what I want you to do is I want you to get a job to help your confidence, to get you out there, for you to learn the stuff that I just mentioned. Now you may say, Con, what is a register, learning how to do the register? But that's what I'm saying. It's about life. It's about you learning as young as possible these little things, problem solving, how to work with customers, because right now it's a customer, tomorrow it's your boss, tomorrow it's someone else. So I want you to think about getting a job. And again, not babysitting, sitting with a little kid and playing with them. Yeah, you're not really learning from that. Nice to get money, but I want you to develop yourself. I want you to build your confidence so much, because the more you do, the more you're going to be successful in life. The more you're going to be light years ahead of everyone else. The more you get out there and you try new things, like a job, learning different things, getting a paycheck, not having to ask your mom because you want Starbucks, because you have your own money. It's just such a nice feeling of freedom. And that's where confidence comes from. So I highly, highly encourage, based on what I said, based on my own life experience, get a job. And getting a job at the mall in retail is one of the best ways to start. It's experience. You'll learn a lot. And again, you'll learn skills that you don't even realize will help you your entire life.